The Committee on Rules hereby convenes this meeting. For the record, today is Wednesday, July 12th, and the time is now 1:30 Chamorro Standard Time. Our first notice for this meeting was sent to all media outlets on Wednesday, July 5th, 2023, and posted on the Government of Guam Public Notices portal that same day. A second notice was sent to all media outlets on Monday, July 10th, 2023, and posted on the Government of Guam Public Notices portal that same day. The rules of engagement for this Committee on Rules meeting: the chair will recognize a member who raises their hand to make a motion. The chair will rule a member out of order if they have not been recognized by the chair. The chair will abide by the Mason's Manual of Legislative Procedure. The chair will note that a second to a motion is not required. The chair will also note that the standing rules does not recognize a potential items listing. However, upon a motion carried by the affirmative vote of 7 members, will items be considered. The Court Director, Ms. Cameron Nelson, will now call the roll of members.
Chairperson, Senator Barnett. Vice Chairperson, Senator Perez. Speaker Terlahi. Vice Speaker Munya Barnes. Senator Shelton. Senator Parkinson. Senator Kinatat. Senator San Augustine. Senator San Nicolas. Senator Brown. Senator Duenas. Senator Fisher. Senator Taitigui. Mr. Chair, there is a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Director. Do I hear a motion to excuse members not present?
So moved.
Thank you. Colleagues, the core meeting minutes can be found on the Google Drive folder dated 7/12/23, labeled 3, approval of the 37th Guam Legislature's core meeting minutes. The chair, well, our vice chair is not here. Is there a motion to approve the core meeting minutes for the June 16th? Thank you. We'll now move on to item number 4 on the core agenda. Document tracking. I'll recognize our Legislative Secretary, Senator Amanda Shelton, who has prepared the document tracking. And again, colleagues, these documents are available in the Google Core Meeting Drive dated July 12th, 2023. Senator Shelton.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Hafa day, everyone. The Legislative Secretary report today is as follows. There are 36 appointments submitted by Governor Leon Guerrero, 1 appointment confirmed during our March 2023 session, 1 appointment confirmed the March 27, 2023 session, 4 appointments confirmed during the April 2023 session, 3 appointments confirmed during the May 2023 session, 7 appointments confirmed during the June 2023 session, the total of 16 appointments confirmed. Of the remaining 36 appointments, there are pending confirmations, 3 withdrawals, and 2 have extended beyond the authorized 90-day deadline. There's 1 zone change at this time, and there are 5 rules and regulations requests. 2 bills have been introduced for these rules and regulation requests, and 3 have lapsed by default. So just mostly, Mr. Chair. And again,
Senator.
all of these can be found in our Google Drive folder.
Thank you, Senator Shelton. We'll now move to the next item on the agenda, sub-item B, ratification of referral, re-referrals. Colleagues, again, these documents can be found on the Google Drive folder labeled 04B, legislative item log. So I hear a motion to ratify the referral of bills number 133-37 COR through 142-37 core, also 143-37 LS and 144-37 LS. Thank you. We'll now move to the items cleared for consideration of the session agenda. Committee reports for the following items have been duly filed with the Committee on Rules. And I guess, do you want to read that off? Or usually Sabina does it. I just read it? Oh, I don't? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, look at your paper, guys. Just look at the paper and the drive. I would like to note the following committee reports have been filed with the Committee on Rules and are available on our legislative website for review and public view. Yeah. Are there ones that have been added?
Mr. Chair, are there any other bills in addition to the ones listed here?
Yes, ma'am. There were some bills that were cleared and posted on the website. However, they did not make the notice agenda, and those are bills 65-37 COR, sponsored by Senator Parkinson, Senator Kanata. Bill 79-37 COR, sponsored by Senator Fisher. Bill number 92-37 COR, sponsored by Speaker Terlahi. You want me to read the titles? I can. Sure. Thank you. So we'll start with Bill number 65-37 COR, sponsored by Senator William A. Parkinson and Senator Roy Kanata, an act to repeal Article 8, Chapter 77, Title 12, Guam Code Annotated, relative to removing the Guam Multipurpose Community Stadium Complex Commission. Bill number 79-37 COR, sponsored by Senator Thomas J. Fisher, an act to amend subsection 8037A1 of Article 2, Chapter 80, Title 9, Guam Code Annotated, relative to a special allegation of a possession and use of a deadly weapon in the commission of a felony. Bill number 92-37 COR, sponsored by Speaker Teresa M. Terlahi, an act to add a new Article 9 to Division 1, Chapter 4 of Title 26, Guam Administrative Rules and Regulations, relative to the adoption of rules and regs governing barber and beauty shops, cosmetology schools, nail salons, attached here to as Exhibit A. Bill number 93-37, again by Speaker Teresa M. Terlahi, an act to add a new Article 26 to Division 1, Chapter 4 of Title 26, Guam Administrative Rules and Regulations, relative to adopting rules and regulations governing institutional playgrounds, attached hereto as Exhibit A. As well as Bill number 144-37 COR, is amended by the Committee on Health, Land, Justice, and Culture, sponsored by Speaker Teresa M. Terlahi, Senator Sabina Flores Perez, and Senator Chris Barnett, which is an act to amend subsection 70.20 of Chapter 70 and subsection 16110, 16130, 16150A, 16155, and 16113 of Chapter 161, all of Title 8, Guam Code Annotated, relative to addressing victim confidentiality reporting and restitution under the Criminal Injuries Compensation Law. And there was also an appointment that was cleared and posted yesterday, and this was Christine Boleto to the Guam Education Board of Directors. Thank you. May I get some motions? Senator Parkinson.
Mr. Chair, I motion to add Bill 6537 COR as introduced, an act to repeal Article 8, Chapter 77, Title 12, Guam Code Annotated, relative to removing Guam Multipurpose Community Stadium Complex Commission to the session agenda.
Second. No objections? Oh, sorry, yes?
Okay, this is not on the, scale 60, I'm sorry, what was that, 60?
65?
65, it's not on the agenda here, or
It's been posted and clear. The committee report's been cleared. Thank you. Yeah, that's the list I just read of all the bills that didn't make it, yeah. Thank you so much. You can see it.
But motion still second. Mr. Chairman? Chris, it's still second, so
Oh, no objection, right? Okay, so Bill 65-37 has been placed. Any other motions?
the transcript follows the report, not the report following the transcript. Still learning, still young.
Mr. Chair,
Senator Kanata, you're recognized.
Thank you so much. Mr. Chair, I move to place Bill 33-37 Core as amended by the Committee on General Government Operations and Appropriations, introduced by Roy Anthony Benavente Canata, William A. Parkinson, an act to add to the new section 54 to Chapter XII to Public Law 36-107, the fiscal year 2023 Appropriations Acts, relative to achieving salary parity for attorneys serving as criminal defense attorneys as Public Defender Service Corporation and the alternative public defender on the session agenda.
Any objections? There's been an objection. All in favor, please signify by raising your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Motion fails.
Mr. Chair,
Senator Kanata.
I make a, Mr. Chair, I move to place Bill 28-37 Core as amended by the Committee on General Government Appropriations, introduced by Roy Anthony Benavente Canata, William A. Parkinson, Dwayne T. DeSantis, an act to add to a new Article 3, Chapter 18, Title 1, Guam Code annotated relative to adopting standardizing typeface for the government of Guam on the session agenda.
Any objections? Bill 28-37, an act to add a new Article 3, Chapter 18, Title 1, Guam Code annotated relative to adopting a standardized typeface for the government of Guam. No objections? Senator Fisher, you're recognized.
Thank you very much. Sir, at this time I'd move to have Bill 79-37, the enhancement, special allegation enhancement for possession and use of a handgun in the commission of a felony on the session agenda.
Is that a new bill? Is that the introduction of the bill? I didn't understand what you're saying.
Yeah, can you please restate that, Senator Fisher,
Sure.
and not mumble? Thank you.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
that I was mumbling, but
Yeah, that
thank
was
you.
actually, thank you.
Was I really? I was not mumbling. Thank you very much. Yes, I do very well indeed. Thank you. Thank you. Why do we have to do that? I just reference what you just said.
You have to read out the title.
All right.
Anytime you place it on there.
Okay. You just settle down down there. Okay, Mr. Speaker, I move to place Bill 79 dash.
Okay, now into the microphone.
Listen, we'll settle down and listen up. There you go. Mr. Chair, I move to place Bill 79-37 COR on the session agenda. The bill is an act to amend, it looks like 8037A1 of Article 2, Chapter 80, Title 9, Guam Code annotated relative to a special allegation of possession and use of a deadly weapon in the commission of a felony. Was that heard loud and clear?
Introduced by myself.
And introduced by myself.
And the committee report is online.
And I'm told the committee report is online, and it looks like we're teed up and good to go.
Yes, the committee report has been posted online. It
Yeah,
was
she
reported out of committee.
Yeah, that's
So
what
good to
she
go.
said.
Any objections? None? Senator Kanata, there's been an objection. All those in favor, please signify by raising your hands.
Seven.
7? Yeah, motion passes. Thank you.
Sorry.
Yes, 7 votes, passes. Thank you. You're raising your hand. Oh, Speaker Terlahi, you're recognized. Sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to move to place Bill number 144-37 LS as amended by the Committee on Health, Land, Justice, and Culture. Introduce. It's an act to amend Section 70.20 of Chapter 70 and 161.10, 161.30, 161.50A, 161.55, and 161.130 of Chapter 161, Title 8, Guam Code annotated relative to addressing victim confidentiality, reporting, and restitution under the Criminal Injuries Compensation Law. It was approved by Committee on Rules and uploaded to the website, and yes, this was fast-tracked because according to the chairperson of the commission, former Judge Elizabeth Barrett Anderson, the Commission for Victims has been unable to meet since October because they aren't able to protect victim confidentiality So that's one of the provisions in the bill would be to to protect victim confidentiality. So I move to place that on the agenda.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion passes. Senator Dueñas, you're recognized. Oh, Speaker, please continue.
Sorry, you don't mind? If I can move to place Bill number 92-37 COR, it's an act to add a new Article 9, Division 1, Chapter 4, Title 26, Guam Administrative Rules and Regs relative to adoption of rules and regs governing barber and beauty shops, cosmetology schools, nail salons, attached here to its Exhibit A. This one has been ready, but we're putting it on the agenda in case there are any amendments to these rules. Otherwise, they are enacted by default because we had the hearing, we did the report, but the actual 90 days has passed.
Any objection? No. Motion passes.
If I could just do one more.
Please,
It's the
yes.
same situation, Bill number 93, another set of rules and regulations. This one is to add a new Article 26, Division 1, Chapter 4, Title 26, Guam Administrative Rules and Regs relative to adopting rules and regulations governing institutional playgrounds. Attached here to is Exhibit A. This one too, we had the public hearing, the transcripts are all uploaded. I'd like to move to place that on the agenda.
Any objections? None? Motion passes. Senator Dueñas, you're recognized.
Mr. Chairman. At this time, Mr. Chairman, I move to place on the agenda Bill number 7-37 COR as amended by the Committee on Health, Land, Justice, and Culture, introduced by myself. And it's an act to add a new 19406 and 19505.1, and to amend 19405B, 19405C, 19604A, 19604C, and 19604D, 19805C, all of Chapter 19, Title 10, Guam Code annotated relative to the prohibiting the suspension of constitutional right and to repeal the criminal penalties for violation of executive orders. It's been cleared, uploaded, and is on the website, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Dueñas. Any objections? There has been an objection. All those in favor, please signify by raising your hands.
Roy did.
Oh, no, they just don't want to control the governor, that's all. They want to take care of their friends.
So, motion passes with a vote of 7.
Sorry, I meant to turn off my...
I bet you did. Sure did. Just say it, yeah. Spit it out.
I will.
Okay. Oh, yeah, because we got remarks coming up.
No, it cleared though.
Okay. All right.
Senator San Nicolas, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to add this potential. Bill number 9-37 COR, introduced by Dwayne T.D. San Nicolas, Joe S. San Augustine, Roy A.B. Canata, Tina Rose Munya Barnes, William D. Parkinson, Therese M. Terlai, Jesse A. Lujan, and Thomas J. Fisher. An act to amend subsection 58109, 58110 of Chapter 58 and adding a new Chapter 58B to Title 10, Division 3, Guam Code annotated relative to the legalization and regulation of the use of consumer-grade fireworks.
Senator Titlery?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I looked on the website, and the committee report is not on the website.
Yes, ma'am.
So I will have to object, because if the intent is to have the committee report up, before we start session, I mean, we need that 5 day, 5 days by the open government law, but since it's not
I don't want to get into potentials, we're trying to avoid that, that's, at least I am, so that the people who are watching, the good people of Guam who are watching now, know exactly what is going to be on the legislative agenda coming up. So I have to, respectfully object.
Thank you, Senator Tydegui. And I just, before you get to your point of information, I'll just do mine. And yes, according to our core director, the committee report for this bill has not been submitted. Senator Parkinson, you're recognized.
As the committee chairman, I do want to say that the committee report will be ready expeditiously with plenty of time to review before the next session.
Thank you, Senator Parkinson. Could you submit it today?
Yes, we will be circulating it today.
There's a motion still out there to add Bill 9-37 COR to the potential list. Yeah. Is there an objection? There was an objection. All those in favor, please signify by raising your hands. Motion passes. Thank you.
Mr. Chair.
Speaker Terlahi.
Yeah, could I make a motion for Senator Perez, to add bill number 36-37 COR as amended by the Committee on Environment, Revenue, Taxation, Labor, Procurement, Statistics, Research, and Planning. It's an act to add a new section 5428 to Subarticle A, Article 9, Chapter 5, Division 1, Title 5, Guam Code annotated relative to administrative review of critical government of Guam procurement contract decisions in excess of $5 million. I believe this was on the last session agenda, but we didn't get to it. That's Bill 36-37. Yes.
Any objections? None? Motion passes.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. Speaker Terlahi.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to add Bill number 35-37 COR as amended by the Committee on Environment, Revenue, Taxation, Labor, Procurement, Statistics, Research, Planning, also introduced by Senator Sabina Flores Perez, an act to add Section 51111A9 of Article 1, Chapter 51, Division 2, Title 10, Guam Code annotated relative to updating the prohibition on open detonation and clarifying the implementation of safe alternatives for the protection of Guam's air, water, land, and the health of its people. Bill number 35-37.
Any objections? None? Motion passes. Senator Parkinson.
Mr. Chair, I motion to add Bill 132-37 COR as introduced, an act to add a new 3491 to Chapter 34, Title 9, Guam Code annotated, relative to making destruction of public property during public emergencies a felony to the potential items for session agenda. It has had its public hearing, and I believe the committee report will be finished by the time we are in session.
Just a point of information, the Committee on Rules has not received a committee report for Bill number 132-37 COR.
Thank you, Mr.
Senator Tydegui, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Trying to be consistent and open to ensuring that the public is well notified in advance. In fact, we have a law called the Open Government Law. It's one thing to, have the committee report submitted to the chair, and it hasn't been uploaded yet, which could be done, quickly, which you usually do. But to not even have a committee report submitted to Committee on Rules, this is beyond, shenanigans. So I have to object, respectfully.
Thank you, Senator Titagui. Senator Brown?
I'm also going to echo the objection. I mean, we have made very clear from the beginning of this term our opposition to bills being put on the agenda that have not been submitted in a timely fashion. And Mr. Chair, I don't know, and again, I'm going to reiterate from our last rules meeting, I don't know what the point of us coming together, having an announced public rules meeting, receiving an agenda, we add to the agenda because we say, well, it's posted. Okay, it's posted, everything's there. I don't have it in front of me, but, okay. But this continued intent to add bills to the agenda that don't even have committee reports for us to look at to even determine whether we support them or not, I think is not just the open government law, of which I've been very much an advocate and supportive of legislatively, but to continue to do, there's no reason for it. There's absolutely no reason for it. We can meet any time of the week, any day of the week, any month of the week to come into session. And if it's not something that is affecting the health and welfare of our community, any sense of emergency, it's totally unprofessional. Each oversight chair has their respective staff. The bill was just heard, I know, because I attended the hearing. There's no reason this bill can't be put on at the next session agenda, but to continue to try and add things, to take your votes and continue to add things to the agenda that have not been put out for public review, including committee reports, which may affect whether we decide to support a bill or not, decide whether or not we want to even put a bill on the agenda and not be provided that opportunity. I'm going to really begin to question the validity of these rules meetings because they just continue to really throw in the face of our people the abuse of our authority. And if we want to set the standards for the rest of the government of Guam that we expect everyone else to follow with regards to open government law, then by all means we should lead by example. For members to continue to do this, for oversight chairs to continue to do this and be irresponsible, not providing that information publicly and in a timely fashion is a total disservice to the community. And I once again, for the umpteenth time, object.
Thank you, Senator Brown. Senator Duenas?
Thank you for recognizing me. Just for a brief statement as well. I agree with the mover of the objection, and I want to first of all thank everyone who allowed Bill 737 to get on the agenda, even if you don't agree with it. At least it can be heard. But now what we're doing is trying to put on a bill that hasn't even been submitted to CORE. I just feel a little bit miffed by that, given the fact that some members don't even want to hear the bill on the floor, but then will move with alacrity to put a bill on that hasn't even been submitted to CORE with proper information for consideration by the public. So I support the objection. Thanks, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Fisher.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I agree with my colleagues. I also register an objection here too. All of this back and forth could be solved if we all just agreed to follow the rules. If we all agreed to do that, we wouldn't be having this constant push me, pull you going on. Let's just follow the rules. I mean, as it was observed, the oversight committees all have a lot more money than anybody else in the legislature, and they got a lot more staff. So they've got plenty of time and plenty of resources to get their job done. Let's follow the rules. So let's just, all this idea of these potentials and stuff, that's just nonsense. Let's not do that anymore.
Thank you, Senator Fisher. There have been objections. All in favor, please signify by raising your hand.
It's just like, Mr. Chair, they want to talk about rules.
Speaker Terlai, you're
Yes,
recognized.
It's just like the rules when we're supposed to publish an agenda, and we did for our last session, and then bills are added on that day. Same. I mean, they
Mr.
wanna
Chairman,
raise that rule, but they didn't
I'm
raise that
sorry.
rule.
Mr. Chairman,
Senator Brown, you're
you're
recognized.
asking again, and you guys can take your votes and continue to vote, but publicly, we don't even have a copy of the committee report before us to even look at. And then bills, you guys continue to put bills on the agenda, not just us, but the public doesn't get to look at. And there's no reason for it.
On the agenda, no.
There's no reason for it.
I disagree. It's not on the agenda. It's a potential for the agenda. In contrast to the bill that was added to our
Mr.
agenda
Chairman,
after we put out a
Mr.
notice
Chairman,
last session,
there's no need for it.
totally different.
This was one of the key issues we raised the very
Yes,
beginning of the
and I'm
term
saying-
with you
Let's just
guys
talk-
with regards to stop
Mr.
putting
Chair, I
things
have
on
a
the
motion.
agenda that there's no reason for it. I don't know why we meet in rules meetings when we as members don't even have a copy of the bill or a copy of the committee report before us to review. This rules meeting is a joke. This rules meeting continues to be a joke, and there's no reason the members of this committee cannot be responsible. It's not like we can't go into session any day of the week. Why can't we ensure proper public notice? There was so much abuse in the last legislature. There was so much abuse that this was critical to us voting for the leadership of this current legislature. And you guys continue at these meetings to defy this. Yes, you have the votes. Yes, you have the authority. But why do you continue to abuse it? It's totally unnecessary. This bill is not critical to the health and safety of the community. There's no reason it can't be added to the next session agenda. We've accommodated and continue to get outvoted. And the very people we put in leadership that were supposed to abide by this continue to defy that agreement. Go ahead and do what you want to do, but it's still wrong. And you're going to continue every rules meeting to continue to hear our objections. The public will continue to hear an objection. And there's no need for it. We have more serious matters affecting our people. But to come to this time after time, meeting after meeting, when each of you have oversight committees and staff resources and the hundreds of thousands of dollars to ensure things are done in a timely manner, if it's not ready, then simply put it in the next session agenda. I don't think those are unreasonable requests or unreasonable expectation. Continue to abuse your power. It will come back on you.
Thank you, Senator Brown. Did you have some? Speaker
I
Terlahi,
have a
you're
motion,
recognized.
but I just want to put on the record too, if we're going to go preaching, don't preach about open government if you're willing to put something on the agenda that was not on the agenda listing. At least this one, we gave notice to the public that all things cleared by committee on rules are potential items. But when we put an agenda out and we publish that, and then you guys add to the agenda, don't preach.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Chairman, I'm not
Excuse me, Mr.
preaching.
Chair, do I have
am
the
being asked to
microphone?
put a bill on the agenda,
Senator Brown,
and we don't
Senator
even see
Brown,
the
you're
bill.
out of order.
We've not even seen the
Senator
bill.
Brown, you're out of order.
We've not even seen the bill. Where is
You're
the bill
out
that
of
could-
order.
Mr. Chair,
Speaker
I have a
Terlahi,
motion.
you have the floor.
Yes,
Thank
I'd like
you.
to make motions for nominations.
Please proceed. Nope. No, I think we had, we're still discussing this bill, right?
I
Yeah.
thought you...
There were objections and we voted, so it's been
Point
approved.
of
Thank you.
clarification, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Duenas, yes?
So I respect the retiring speaker's discussion, but let's be clear. The last bill that was put on the agenda was placed on the agenda with a full committee report uploaded, and we waited the full 5 days. We even came into session the next following Monday on purpose to meet the open government law.
Yes.
It was not
and
moved.
no
It was
bill is going to be put on the agenda in this upcoming session unless it's been
Speaker,
uploaded.
Speaker, you're interrupting me, and I didn't
Please,
interrupt
Speaker.
you.
I think I have
And I-
the microphone right now.
No.
It's my motion I'm trying to
I'm
make.
making a point of clarification, Madam
On
Speaker.
my
You're
motion?
jumping in when I'm making a point of
On my
clarification. On you, yes, because in your motion, you continued to chide individuals, and I'm making a point that's absolutely true. What's absolutely true is, I'm very simple, and it's a proper point. In fact, it was Senator St. Augustine's bill. It's not you guys' bill. It was Senator St. Augustine's bill, and it was very important to the airport, whether you wanted to vote for it or not, that we needed to do that 30-day or the three-year extension. So that bill, for some of us, was critical, and we made it wait the full 5 days with a full committee report and being uploaded to. Now you're saying that, yes, this wouldn't be placed unless it was placed on the floor. You can do that with a notwithstanding motion anytime you want, but the bottom line is that this Committee on Rules meeting right now, when you say potentials, does not have a bill that's been uploaded. Bottom line.
Thank you, Senator Duenas. Speaker Terlahi?
Thank you. The difference between that bill and this bill is that this bill is going to be put on the potentials list and it will be published. That bill was not, at least not to my recollection. It was not placed on any potentials list. It's an error of the body who wants to be so preachy. Okay.
Let me
my
also make
motion
my
I'm
point,
sorry,
Mr.
Speaker
Chairman.
Tulai. Speaker Tulai has
Let
the
me put
floor.
my, well, let
I'd
me
like
make
to
my
place
point
the
of
nomination
clarification.
of Christine Belletto to serve on the Guam Department of Education Board.
Any objections? Motion passes. Speaker Terlahi.
Yes, I'd also like to place the nomination of Michelle Perez to serve as the director of DICIT, the sorry, 31.
Integrated Services. for
Yeah, the
Individuals.
Department of Integrated Services for Individuals with Disabilities, DICIT.
Any objection? No. Motion carries. Speaker?
No more for me, I'm going to look for Senator Perez.
Yeah, I have all those other ones too. I got Evangeline Cepeda, Simone Bollinger, Monica Guzman. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Speaker?
Yes, so I'd like to move for the Committee on Education, Public Safety, and the Arts, the nomination of Monica Okada Guzman as a member of the Guam Council on the Arts and Humanities Agency Board of Directors.
Any objection? Speaker, Senator Titlegy?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I just wanted to clarify, are all these nominations already had their committee report
Yes,
online?
ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Everything's good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Titlegy. Any objection? None. Motion passes. Speaker?
Yeah, thank you. I'd like to make a motion to place the nomination of Simone E.P. Bollinger as a member of the Guam Council on the Arts and Humanities Agency Board of Directors.
Any objection? None. Motion passes. Speaker?
Thank you. I'd like to make a motion to place the nomination of Evangeline M. Cepeda as a member of the Guam Academy Charter Schools Council.
Any objection? None. Motion passes. Thank you.
That's it. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Done.
Thank you, Speaker. Do I hear a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Okay. Any objection? No. Passes. That's good. We're good?
Move to adjourn, Mr. Chair.
Any objection? This meeting. With no objections, this meeting is adjourned by the Committee on Rules at 2:08 Chamorro Standard Time. Thank you for your attendance and participation at today's meeting. Está adios.